But speaking of the Brian Taylor presence on the Saturday rub, I'll hand over to you, Damo.
Well, Jim, we introduced this, was it about 15 years ago maybe, on the rub? And for those who aren't familiar with it, we had a little stinger for this program.
Very old.
It took off. It took off, got a life of its own, and it went this way.
The world according to the cool breeze.
So that was the stinger, Jim, when we each Saturday for a whole season, Issy, used to read an excerpt out of a book that Brian wrote in 1990, the year that Collingwood made and won a grand final. Unfortunately for our man Bristol, was sacked by Lee Matthews after it, not played in the grand final. And we got to know why, because of the openness in this book. It was extraordinary reading at the time, and the passage of time has only made it more extraordinary. Yep. This is one little segment we did, Jim. We're just going to go back down the old path here. This is him driving to a game to play for Collingwood in Punt Road, and this particular excerpt,
not listening to this,
went this way.
We're going to pull out a reference here. Saturday morning, May 12. Yep. Brian's driving to the ground on this occasion. 1990, yeah. And he's actually got a senior game on this occasion. I read this last night. He gets a bit reflective, though, as he starts writing this. I've never been very good in traffic. An assessment that two very ordinary Collingwood supporters would agree with. In 1988, before the first semi-final against Melbourne on a Sunday, the traffic was unbearable in Punt Road. The two gentlemen in question were alongside us and found it necessary to make somewhat rude gestures to us via the window. Well, I put up with that for 50-odd metres and was prepared to put it down to youthful exuberance. But when they blatantly cut me off, things changed. Never very good in a car situation, I was out of the car and throwing my best right hand before the tattooed hooligan knew what had hit him.
Bit of embellishment.
His passenger was a particularly noisy individual who deserved some attention as well. So I raced round the car to say hello to him.
Oh, no.
As I drew back my right hand, the number 9 of Collingwood full forward Brian Taylor stared out at me from his labelled duffel coat. And it was a funny feeling whacking someone who supported me and who was driving to the MCG to cheer me on that afternoon.
Oh, no.
I wonder how he and his mate reacted that afternoon when I was kicking 6 goals.
Now, listen, the thing I want to say about that...
of the car.
Damo.
You punched on with supporters on the way to a game.
Forget about any of that. None of that happened.
You wrote it. They're your words. I was reading your words in your book, written by John Anderson.
The way in which you narrated that is really setting me up to fail, I feel.
I've just been handed the match stats, Jim, from that particular game, which we should have done at the time.
How would you know? There was no date on it.
You said you kicked 6 goals, yeah?
Well, I kicked 6 goals in lots of games.
Brian Taylor, 1 kick, 1 mark, 1 handball, 2 disposals, and 1 hit out.
No, but that's anyway. Look,
you punched on with a bloke wearing number 9.
Let's move on.
I've never seen him squirm like that.
No, he wanted to end that quickly, didn't he?
There was a reading every week, and every week it was along those lines.
Yeah. Remember the night he went to the match? Was it that Matchsticks or the nightclub at South Melbourne Oval? Or whatever it's called, Redheads maybe, Redheads. And remember he said, Jim, he used to walk around the nightclub with a cup of tea, but there was actually scotch in it, and he used to dangle a tea bag out of the side of it the night before a game.
No, now you're making it.
Well, we can replay it next week if you want.
No, that'll be it.
A copy is still available, Bristol. Can people at all good bookstores?
Yeah, Dimmicks.
3Z was sold during the week, by the way, JB.
Really?
Yes, it was.
It was. Hutchie bought it, Jim. Yeah. 927. Hutchie bought it,
So that was where you did the breakfast show?
Yeah. That was where you interviewed
Nadia Comaneci.
Nadia Comaneci.
And George Foreman.
I've got to say, a lot of those interviews were done by my producer because they were done very early in the morning, American time. So done at like 3 or 4 in the morning. And a lot of them, I will confess, weren't done by me. I actually substituted my questions in for the producer who actually did the interviews.
You've never admitted that.
So has Hutchie now bought that intellectual property? Can he bring that back?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. That's your IP, the BT.
I have the tapes.
You have the tapes.